When you're trying to level up in life, expect the process not to be glamorous. It's been over 4 months since I started my creative sabbatical, and as great as it started, getting to write every day, editing my videos in peace, no stress of a 9 to 5, I'm sad to say that, like in all cases, the shiny new thing, the excitement, the vigor, the joy of the honeymoon phase always leaves the villa. If you're new here, I hope you're doing well. My name is Sidney, and earlier this year I traded a stable software engineering career to take back my joy, make YouTube videos again, be an artist, and write a fantasy novel, because we all at least got one beggar in us, right? It's not often that you hear about the mediocre days in between that make picking up a pencil feel like a chore, but this is a reminder that in the midst of any change, even getting out of bed is a winning feat. And despite my aggressive doom scrolling, spiraling over lab results that told me I am in perfect physical health, and staring at a magic system that refuses to make logical sense, I am here. I got 6 more months of the year, same as you. Will we survive the slump? Let's find out. Rapunzel! Okay. Food looks good. Water looks good. Hi, Rapunzel. Hi, Boo Boo. How are you? You're like, who is this? So I'm just gonna sit here for a second, just let her get used to me and see if she comes any closer at all. She probably won't. She's apparently a very shy kitty, doesn't interact very well with humans. So my neighbor said if I do see her, then I see her, and if I don't, then I'm lucky enough today to see her. And she's just staring. She's just kind of observant, just watching, so we'll see what happens. Glad to know that she at least feels safe enough that she doesn't need to feel like she's super scared. She's at least watching me, knowing that I'm here, and doesn't super mind that. Or maybe she does, actually. Let me know in the comments if this is a good sign or a bad sign, y'all. Actually, she was there for a second and ready to almost sprint away, but now she's loafing, and she seems pretty fine. Okay. There we go. Hello, world. It is really good to see you. I hope that you are having a good week. Know that you are loved, and learn to love yourselves, and know that you are meant to take up space. Obviously, I am not in my own house. I am cat sitting for my neighbor, and the cat is very skittish, very afraid, and so I just sat down just to see if she can get used to me talking, at least, or walking around, being around her and things. I've been to this neighbor's house plenty of times, but of course, I don't want to do too much to scare the cat away, but I think that we are making some good progress so far. She's sitting there, she's just letting me be, and she's watching me, but I don't know. We'll see what happens.
20 minutes later.
I'll be back later for your snack time, okay? Be back later. Okay, hopefully you can actually hear me with this, but we'll just try anyways and just see what happens. So, the most annoying part about this whole process, besides actually having to put myself out there even more and be embarrassed and vulnerable for telling a story that I've had an idea for since I was 15, is freaking writer's block. That is the most annoying thing you could ever have anything to be annoyed on as a creator, and that hits me hard for somebody that has this free time, this like discipline. I have been working on this magic system, and there are a few things that like right now Gemini is just not understanding about how I'm wanting this to present itself. I have been having conversations back and forth, kind of brainstorming like based off of what my inspirations are, and that's been great having a partner, even though they're not real, a partner to at least like discuss some of my questions and more specifically get rid of all of the plot holes that I see. And at this point, like I will sit at my desk and just try and talk it through to myself or to Gemini, and something still hasn't clicked yet. Having to adjust this because it's like, hey, your heart rate needs to be at 130 at all times for this workout to work, and this is so frustrating. At least it's something else to be frustrated about, but I think that I might need another way to kind of address what I'm visioning and thinking, and that also means that I need to be much more stickler about how I am telling the details to Gemini so that it can write it down, so that it can give me questions to better give color to what I'm writing, and also help me discover all of the plot holes that I might not see. I don't know, man, and it makes me wonder even more, like, how do writers, especially fiction writers who are like god tier, who are really good, like how do they like come up with the things that they do? And not even from like an inspiration from like other series kind of perspective, like how does the idea like jump into their head and they're like, yeah, that's the thing I'm going to commit to? Or how do they know which thing to commit to is the right thing? Like, what is the, like, how do they make the final decision on what's right, what feels right? And I'm assuming it's just vibes. I'm assuming it's vibes. All right. So now that that's done, we can get to the real topic and things. So if I haven't told you guys already, actually I don't think that I've told anybody except for my husband and another friend at all about this. I am writing a solar punk high fantasy novel. At its core, it's a massive rejection to the trope of the strong black woman, and I'm exploring how all of this praise for my particular character, who has an innate ability to see the magic but not necessarily cast it or do anything with it herself, how she is able to kind of make this journey through the structure of religion that is holding kind of her world intact, and how that deeply, deeply can be problematic. This definitely wasn't the start or intention of the story 15 some odd years ago when I first had the concept for it, but I like that now that I have matured, a lot of growth, that this is starting to become something more of not necessarily a growing up into womanhood necessarily, but just like gaining some type of independence for a person, specifically a Black woman, and finding that joy within that piece. So I talked about this with my husband a couple of days ago while we were at lunch, and that was actually the first time that I had even really started talking to him about it. It was really nice that he was intent on listening and very helpful with some of the criticisms and things that he was talking about, more specifically with the magic system, because this particular character does not or cannot wield magic innately, like through her body like other people can, but is able to see like how the structure like works when a spell is cast. I think that there's a little bit more work to be done there, and the ideas that he had I think were really fascinating. So we're going to try and do a little bit more refinement with that today, and I think that I will feel a lot better if I just like have the ideas that are like in my mind, of course, like out on virtual paper. But yeah, let's do it. So to give you more of an idea of what I have been talking about with the magic system, I have my notes up while I am editing because I realize I didn't tell you all too many details as I was talking, but I have this idea for the magic system where ether is this natural life force that is presented in every living thing, and it's not an external element to necessarily be like conquered in things. It's energy that needs to be gathered, directed, and maybe condensed into a form for doing certain things, either healing, doing either attack or defense mechanisms, physical like reinforcement, and all that fun stuff. And when you are gifted, it means that a person has the biological capability to physically gather that ether and filter it through their bodies. And this is entirely normal in society for being gifted or ungifted with that type of architecture. And society functions pretty seamless is what I'm hoping to go for, because the magic aptitude is so swingy that even if you have the gift, you might not be able to strengthen it or use it enough to do more complicated spells even after intense training. I think of it as how people are athletic or they are not as athletic, and that might be because different traits, different physical genes, etc., etc. And I also have thought about how essentially the way that you are able to study magic also has a physical aspect to it when it comes to like training your body to help gain more of the capacity to filter more ether, gather it up into your body and put it to a certain point, but also a almost scientific kind of way. And the grimoires is the function where it is highly complex cookbooks or like laboratory journals that help formulate new spells, and it has a lot of deep research into it. And what I am trying to figure out is how I can meet those like in the middle, to where not only is there kind of capacity, a like system to where it can be dangerous to like do too many spells at one time, and there is basically a cap on how much that people can do even though they have all of this physical training. But my husband, I think, had a really good suggestion where I can think of it as almost a measurement system, like how we use pounds or ounces, different things like that to measure things. And so you have a certain capacity to this level of measurement that people normally go to, and beyond that is where you have this horrible cognitive dissonance. And to get to that level is quite hard, and you have people that are almost magical geniuses, and then of course you have people that are definitely not. And so I think that is a nice place to have started, but I'm not sure that I absolutely love the idea. But if you guys have any great ideas on hard magic systems, potentially using some form of like science as well as the woo-woo type of stuff, I would really love to hear that in the comments. But I haven't figured anything out just yet, even after this writing session, so I'm gonna go check on the cat. gonna see if there's any other hiding places that she normally goes, but I think that she's in the bedroom. I'm sorry that I startled you. It's gonna be okay. I see your little tail. It's gonna be all right, boo-boo. I'm gonna take care of you for a couple days, okay? She definitely wants me to leave her alone, so I'm gonna go. I'm going to leave her for right now. Hello world! Today, well, as you can see, I just washed my hair, and that makes me feel at least a little bit better, considering all of the things that are happening. It is real hot in Atlanta. It is pretty steamy. Basically, I ran away from the Missouri weather because it's basically this, or it is 12 inches of snow or rain just all the time. It's basically the worst of both worlds when it comes to weather, and now it's followed us here, so that hasn't been fun. I have also been quite stumped and uninspired with my drawings. I stopped the drawing challenge, the drawing habit for 30 days, as well as getting stuck on my magic system for my novel project and things. And so everything just feels incredibly out of whack right now. There's just not much more you can do about it except for wilt. Just sit back and wilt about it, or actually do something. And to make matters even worse, I thought that my tiredness, my extreme tiredness throughout the day and things was coming from some sort of, I guess, like system glitch for my health and things. I have been to all types of doctor's appointments, got blood tests run, weight done, RMR done, that's the resting metabolic rate and things, and they're saying that I am fit. I am cleared of like all things that might be wrong with me, potentially critical. If anything, I am slightly anemic, and I have kept on all of the COVID weight that I gained because I have not been disciplined enough. And so that hurts me even more to my core, that even though I work out, I don't like working out, it gives me strength, it does not give me energy. It's been one of those things where it's been hard to like keep up with, and as disciplined as I can be about this, you know, it's not good enough to actually say that progress has been made, and that always pisses me off when I hear that I haven't achieved something, because not only am I pretty, I am petty, and most times I'm patient, but this time I have not been patient, and I am paying for it. We are resetting today. It's a Thursday. It's definitely the end of the week, but I think that doing a few things today and tomorrow will at least help me get in a better frame of mindset to start going into the rest of this next few set of weeks. I don't like the idea of having to be perfect. That is literally what I'm trying to fight against when it comes to the essence of my creative sabbatical. And so having to hear all this news where I'm
basically like not doing the best that I can to be a bit more fit and better, I guess, like disciplined when it comes to my eating habits. I love eating. That eat to live BS is for the birds. Like, I love a good meal, and I will never say no to a good meal. And now it's just like I gotta have less portions of good meals. So, you know, it hasn't like completely ruined everything, but this is not going to be as fun as I want it to, y'all. But we're here, and I want to be fit. It's not that I'm not already fit, but I have certain goals in mind, and to get to that point, I need to make sure that I am doing my best with the tools that I have, and avoiding the tools that are not serving me. And for those of you that are also kind of in the midst of feeling uninspired, I hear you, I understand. And another thing that one of my friends had talked to me about the other day, he sent me a picture of a screenshot on Tumblr talking about how you as an artist are so caught up with not wanting your art to look like your art, and it actually looks like the end result that you're wanting is that for it to look like somebody else's art, that you are not being appreciative of the people that really love seeing your art. And that blew my mind. I want my stuff to be perfect, even though I know that that is literally not possible. I am thinking about like how that advice, I guess, will not only just like inspire me, but hopefully it will inspire you to feel a little better about like how difficult it is to accept that your art is your art, and eventually we will get to a point where we will be accepting that that is what we have, and this is what it's supposed to look like, and honestly, people wouldn't have it any other way. So with that knowledge, with that being said, I am doing this reset with that in mind. So we're going to do a couple things. First off, we're going to get this hair done right and presentable. We're going to film a musing minute because that is what I said I was going to do today. And then we're going to do a couple of other just housekeeping things that I want you all to come along with. So stay tuned. This is all going to be worth it, I promise. And let me know in the comments below what you all are struggling with when it comes to your creative stuff, when it comes to the hobbies that you like. Does it feel like it has to be perfect? Do you feel like you're not able to start? Is there something else that you're stuck with trying to figure out in things? Let's go on this journey together. It's going to be fine. We're going to figure it out. I'm here with you. I am rooting for you all the way. And thank you very much for rooting for me. Let's get the show on the road.
Is it recording?
Yeah.
Can I do this then? Did it work? Did you get it?
Put that in there, you know. I'm gonna put it in there.
Are you ready for your lickable? Are you ready for your lickable boo-boo?
Are you hiding? What are you doing? She's food motivated just like I am, so I'm not surprised. I think she might be waiting there for her treat, or she might have gotten scared of something, but she seems fine. She's okay, she's able to watch me now because she wasn't able before with the table legs blocking the view. So yeah, I'm gonna go get her treat now. Choo-brew. I'm going to give her a little bit, only a little bit, because I already gave her some this morning, and it looks like she licked the bowl clean again. Yeah, she licked the bowl clean. Water's good. And she's right there, so she's going to stay there until I move, so she can have her lickable treat.
5 minutes later.
Good girl, boo-boo. I love you so much. You're so cute. You're such a dainty lady. You're so cute. You're so cute, boo-boo. I'll see you later, okay? I'll see you later.
Before I got Google Fiber, that was with my podcast, so I don't know, like, when's a tester one.
Did you just like completely do a somersault? This lady did a somersault. Run speed test, please.
So I'm just in the app right now.
She's right there.
Oh, so there's like box.
Mama.
I mean, I would say look around on here and see if there's anything that's like.
And that's on Tubi.
Yeah, so let's say we go home.
Alright,
Just to get you to there.
Thank you.
Okay, and then you're like, I want to look at live TV stuff. Let's see what Tubi has. So you go to the Tubi app. And it's going to just probably load up what we just saw.
And then you got to one.
Oops, sorry, I didn't press the wrong button. Hold on a second.
Did Larry just give me a kiss?
Okay. There we go. All right. Good afternoon. It is the next day after I've done a little bit more cleaning in the house, so thank goodness that everything is now at least somewhere organized. Every single one of my things go. My keys go here, my underwear goes here, my wallet goes wherever, and I hadn't been following that practice for a while, so oh well. Now one of the other things that I'm doing to reset myself is, instead of having to do a whole bunch more consuming, even though that is technically what I'm doing in the background, I'm gonna play with some Legos because it's been a while since I've done that, and I am ready to have a little bit more fun with those, just to get my mind off of having to think about what is next for the different content, the different like set of stories that I'm talking about and things. So this is one of the other things that I think is really important for
the mind to give itself a bit of a reset. So I like the idea of the like low tech, low bar activities, just to have something else to think about, do something, I guess, instructional or whatever the case that you want to call it. And I just, now that I have discovered Legos in my 30s and things, I just can't stop thinking about them. But maybe these aren't like super traditional to be giving out in terms of instruction and things or guidance, but this works for me. And so if that resonates with you at all, you know, I'm glad that you're here, and I hope that this is somewhat helpful. Take what you feel like you can get from it and then leave the rest behind. While I am thinking about it, as I'm sorting these out, some of the other things that I have been doing to kind of give myself a reset do not have anything to do with doing any of the writing or do anything with the drawing at all. And that might sound counterproductive to some, but having to not think about it for a bit, I always think about Kiki's Delivery Service, that scene where her friend Ursula is like, go on bike rides, take a walk, sleep until noon, don't even think about flying, after Kiki is like, hey, I haven't been able to fly for such a long time, and that's really frustrating because, of course, that's affecting my business and blah, blah, blah. Like, I've really started as an adult to take that more to heart, knowing that, like, it is required to take a break from most of the noise, most of the priorities that you think that you have to do. And so, you know, that is what this sabbatical is all about. But some of the other the things that I think are really good to help me kind of like kickstart the creativity again, I'm looking at my notes while I'm sorting out these Legos and things, is, I think that I've talked about this before, but I do a very inverted kind of Pomodoro technique. Basically, I go into the Pomodoro technique, I put on the break first. That is very important to put on the break first before you do the actual like Pomodoro. Very important for you to do the break first before you actually get into the Pomodoro session, because this is a way to give yourself a physical way to transfer into the mindset of, oh, this is what I actually like need to start doing. And I give myself that space to make sure that I put my phone away or something. I get maybe a low tech or just like put on some anime to look at a little bit later after one of the other break sessions. And then from there, that's when I start actually like going into the kind of deep focus of the Pomodoro sessions. I want to make sure that I am not interrupting my flow, and I think that's what people don't like about Pomodoro techniques. I am still in that flow state even after the timer goes off. I keep going with that because I need to stick with that vibe to complete whatever it is that I'm doing. And so it's out of my mind, out of the a space where it's like clogging, I guess, my brain, my brain space, my memory, all that fun stuff. And so I give myself permission to not have that strict time limit for myself. And then what I do is, of course, after I decide that, yes, I am ready for the break, I only take that specific like time, that 5-minute, 10-minute break. And that is important to keep with the consistency of having like that concentrated time to look at your phone or go use the bathroom, get a drink of water, get some food, blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't mess up your entire balance of getting used to the Pomodoro like focus sessions and all that. That is what I do. I am more strict on the breaks, but definitely less strict when it comes to the focus time, if that makes any sense. The other thing that I do is that when I am feeling in doubt or when I know that I need to do something, I have that guilt, that stress, that is a really good signal for me to know that this is something that needs to be done, especially if I'm trying to avoid it. And if it's something that I'm wanting to do immediately, if it's something that is like, oh, I should like start organizing my files and I need to take out the trash or do the dishes and things, that's a really good indicator for me that maybe this is the thing that you don't necessarily need to be doing. But that's maybe a good thing to do during the breaks if you feel like you still want to do that. But again, this is about making sure that we are actually getting into the meat and potatoes of things. And if none of that necessarily like resonates and it still feels like a slog, sometimes just like writing out the objectives, or at least like what your thoughts are, the morning pages that people do from the Artist's Way, I've found is a really good way to help me get out of that slog and make me realize, okay, this is actually what I'm like wanting to do, be, and have for the objective that I'm wanting. So hopefully all of those particular pieces of advice were helpful. I think that I'm going to end this here while I still have some control over what I'm doing, because as soon as I get into the meat and potatoes of Legos, I can't stop. So oh, and my other hot take today, it just has, especially with all of the talk about Avatar: The Last Airbender with the live action, as well as the sneaky pirated Avatar grown-up movie of the cartoon version and things. Uncle Iroh is still a criminal. He is still a very bad guy in this particular series, and the fact that he hasn't been punished for all of his crimes, I think, is deplorable and so disrespectful, especially since he like single-handedly like made a mess of the Earth Kingdom and contributed to all of the rest of the history referring to the downfall of the Earth Kingdom. Yes, he is wise, but there is just so much that we let him off the hook for because he was invading all of these spaces. He was a general. He was one of those like main characters of the Fire Nation that was really contributing so much pain and suffering, and the fact that we give him such a pass as a character for all of the hurt that he's caused because he's so wise and things is really unacceptable to me. So I want to hear about how you guys feel about that. I'm sure that I've ruffled a few feathers on that, so I'm ready to fight today. Comment below and tell me what you think about that. I hope that you all enjoyed this. Make sure, of course, that you like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell to know when I have put up another video. And as always, know that you are loved, learn to love yourselves, and know that you are meant to take up space. Bye.